Hello students, welcome to Easy Elimu Learning Simplified. I am your teacher, Mr. Stanley Ombogo. Yes students, welcome to the analysis of the anthology, A Silent Song and Other Stories. And in these specific videos, we want to look at the fifth story, that is Ivory Bangles by Eric Ngamayo. So Ivory Bangles is one of the short stories that is anthologized in A Silent Song and Other Stories. And the writer is an author of Tanzanian citizenship. Talking about Eric Ngamayo being a Tanzanian, this still proves the fact that A Silent Song and Other Stories is a unique collection of short stories from various societies across the world. So what we are going to do in this session, students, is basically to look at some background information about the author. We are also going to have a look at the relevance of the title. That is, why did Eric Ngamayo choose on the title Ivory Bangles? So, lastly, we're also going to, look at the plot summary or the plot analysis. That is by looking at some of the striking or major events that we have in the text. That is by looking at the synopsis. So before we do that, let us have a look at the list of characters that we have in this text. So at the first place, we have the old man. So the old man is the main character in the story, an elderly man who is a counselor to the chief and the husband of that is a woman who is also called the old man's wife. So we have the old man's wife. So this is the wife of the old man who tries to reassure him and distract him from his worries about the prediction of a death in the family. So there is also the seer or the priest. So this is a tribal seer who provides a consultation to the old man after he notices something strange about a goat he slaughtered. So we also have the chief. So the chief is the leader of the community who finds the old man's riddles amusing and tells him to take another wife. Then there is also the old man's son. So the old man's son is the son of the old man who is mentioned in passing during the conversation between the old man and his wife. So it is funny that the characters have no names. They are referred to, they are given names based on the age, the titles, etc. We also have the old man's daughter-in-law, who is mentioned as having weeded a part of the banana grove with the old man's wife. So in the text, we also have minor characters who are mentioned. For example, there are people in the market and surrounding community. So these are people who are present in the market and the surrounding community. They are discussing the presence of the elephants and warning others of their movements. So we also have the scouts. The scouts are also observants in the text. So they are observing the movement of the elephants and warning people of their presence. So let's now narrow down to the nitty-gritties. That is by first looking at some background information about Eric Ngamayo. So dear learners, not so much information is provided about the author, but Eric Ngamayo is a published poet who has written poems such as Escape and The Journey of Us. So although he is a practicing advocate in Tanzania, he is also respected for his creative writings, which include the short story Ivory Bangles, which we are about to look at, a very interesting one. Now, onto the title, that is relevance of the title, that is Ivory Bangles. Why Ivory Bangles? So the title Ivory Bangles is the most suitable for this text because the old man's wife is described as being remarkable because of 24 ivory bangles that she wears. So the 24 ivory bangles that the old man's wife wears symbolizes, wealth because they are like jewelry, and they also symbolize love because they were a gift from the husband, that is the old man himself. So these bangles are a significant part of her appearance and identity, as they clank like castanets when she moves and are etched with mnemonic marks for a long love poem. So they are thus a symbol of love, and the wife enjoys from that is it is a symbol of uh, love that the wife enjoys from the old man. So it is said that the old man gave the wife these ivory bangles when their first child was named, and she wore them proudly, looking like a chief's bride. So the bangles are also mentioned in a conversation between the old man and the chief, in which the chief comments on the woman's comely appearance, and the old man defends himself against rumors that he bought the bangles rather than carving them himself. So another thing is that the ivory bangles are therefore a prominent and memorable feature of the old man's wife, and their inclusion in the title serves as a reference to her and her role in the story, hence the title Ivory Bangles. In addition, dear students, to serving as a reference to the old man's wife, the inclusion of the word ivory in the title is also significant because it highlights the value and rarity of the bangles. So, ivory is a highly prized material that has been used for centuries to create a variety of decorative and functional objects, including bangles. So, its rarity and beauty make it a symbol of wealth and status. And the fact that the old man's wife owns a large number of ivory bangles suggests that she is a woman of considerable importance and standing within her community. So, uh, dear learners, this is further emphasized by the fact that the old man presents the bangles to her as a gift, and by the chief's admiration of them. Now, overall, the title Ivory Bangles is an appropriate one for the text because it captures the significance of the bangles as a symbol of the old man's wife's identity and status, as well as their value as rare and precious material. So, the title also signifies the human life conflict, that is the human wildlife conflict that is also existing in the story. For the old man to carve the bangles for his wife, it means that he had to shoot an elephant with a poisoned arrow to get the ivory he used. So that is what results or brings the human wildlife conflict in the text. Now, on to the next thing that is equally important, that is the plot summary. So, about the plot summary of the story Ivory Bangles, we are told that the old man goes to a tribal seer for a consultation after noticing something strange about a goat he had slaughtered. So he notices blood specks on the liver of a goat that he had slaughtered. So the seer, after listening to the old man, tells him that his wife is going to die. That is based on the sign from the slaughtered goat. And the only way to prevent this is to give the wife a thorough beating and send her to her parents. So the seer's people say the man's wife is going to die because the spirits were jealous of a happy wife. The old man is hesitant to follow this advice and suggests offering goats as a sacrifice instead. However, the seer is adamant to avert the wife's death. So the people say he has to give her a thorough beating. What also happens is that the old man is a chief counselor and is regarded as a small chief. So as much as he is respected, many are surprised that he has only one wife. So when the chief suggested that he marries another wife, the man replies using a riddle. So the chief quickly uh, unravels the riddle as a wife, a co-wife, witchcraft, and death. So this reveals that the people have deep, beliefs about witchcraft and death. So I think we can talk about superstitious belief. So the man loves his wife dearly. When she had their first child, he gave him. This is now where the issue of the 24 ivory bangles come in. So we are told that when the old man's wife had their first child, he gifted her 24 handcrafted ivory bangles etched with the words of a long love poem. So during the evening meal with his wife, the man is disturbed since he doesn't know how to deliver the bad news to his loving wife. This is now the news about the seer and the seer's pebbles. So that night, the man divulges the seer's words uh, to the wife. So the spirits want me to give you a ritual beating. So those are the old man's words. However, the woman dismisses these and hints that she knows the seer and that he once wanted to marry her and had threatened to put a spell on her. So the wife dismisses, the seer's pebbles. So what happens is that the man, that is the old man, is adamant that the seer did not put blood specks on the goat's liver and that he is only the mouthpiece of their dead, that is their dead ancestors, sorry. So the man is ready to carry out the seer's instructions in order to avert the wife's death. The wife talks him out of it, proposing that there is another way. So the old man's wife goes to the market. While at the market, she thinks of her plan. That is, she intends to go home and cook for her husband before going to her brother's place. So she would go there weeping that her husband had beaten her for no reason and would refuse to go back to him until her clan and her husband's clan meet to reconcile them. So the husband would be asked to take part with a fine and they would drink beer of reconciliation, and this would certainly fool the spirits. So as she returns home from the market, she hears people talking about that is a herd of elephants that are coming down from the forest. She hurries home and does some gardening before enacting the plan that she initially thought about. So as she gardens, her thoughts wander to Leveri, that is her daughter-in-law, who had helped her weed just 3 weeks ago. So Leveri had run away from her husband, who had beaten her badly. So the woman does not understand why their son is different from his father. So that is the old man's son is a conformist. So he conforms to some of the traditions that we see in the society. The fact that he beat the wife badly and the wife had to run away indicates that he is a conformist. So as opposed to his father, the old man, who is a non-conformist to some of the traditions or the norms of the society. So while gardening, the old man's wife is attacked and killed by a wounded bull elephant after it lifts her and stamps on her repeatedly. So when she is found, she is a mass of flesh and blood with shattered ivory bangles. So they found her thus in a shallow grave, a mass of flesh and blood and shattered ivory bangles. So that is how it is indicated in the text, that is on page 25. So this is where again we see the issue of human and wildlife conflict. So the powers of the seer seem to be confirmed since his eerie prediction comes to pass. The woman dies because she deviates from customary norms after her husband, and she defies the tribal seer, a priest of the people. So, dear students, that marks the end of the session. It has been an interesting one, and please keep it easy, Limo. Until next time, bye.